The Nun 2. The Nun 2 returns. Well, The Nun returns, and it's a continuation from the storyline of the prequel in the Conjuring Universe, which is connected to the Warrens. The Nun 2. And everything you see in this trailer is almost like a misdirection. Because it looked like it was written to go one way and went in another direction. So you never really got to see exactly what was going on in the film. The film was drawn out and repeatedly was in a succession of changing how you saw things appear. A lot of things you see in this Conjuring universe, in this film here, didn't happen exactly the way you think. Now, if you look at all the details of everything that has transpired in this Conjuring universe, you find out that people seem to gravitate more to the gravitas of the movies rather than the actual movie itself. Now, if you look at the scale, you start to ask questions before you engage in anything else or other than. So, looking at this film, you can tell right away that the director knew the mistakes they made on the first one. The first one, they went to just trying to scare you with jump scares and scenes with a plot that was all over the place. And they had effective scenes mixed with scenes they could not understand. They didn't know how to really land the plane, and what they did just created something even worse. Now, there's so many problems that exist when dealing with such a situation. This film starts off where the nun is going into a church. He's in France. Was it Carcassonne, France? And he goes into a church. He goes right after the pastor. He doesn't seem to harm the boy at all, but the father of the church, he goes after him, burns him alive in the church. Then he seems to be going on a mission. He's searching for something. Now, the trailer have you believe that he's searching for the girl that survived in part one, or this one, he seems to have a sort of a hidden purpose. There's something he's searching for, or there's a reason for his actions. Something you didn't get in the previous films. So, because of that, there are a lot of people out there who had this, you know, I want to say predisposed thought patterns on what they believe a person should be doing, what they should be saying, what the act should actually be. Now, I felt the Farminga daughter, who's actually playing the younger version of her mother role, she's actually doing a much better job. She's a really effective actress. She has definitely brought to this table a degree of professionalism and a degree of horror. You could see in her eyes the terror. Even though she's a nun, she's terrified. And imagine you survived going against this demon before. And then now they're saying, oh, well, you got to go back and do it again. So now she has to go and try to hunt this down with the miscast of the year and Storm Reed, who to me, even though she can act, she's definitely you know, misplaced here in this role. This role does not fit Storm Reed at all. It's just saying, hey, let's put Storm Reed in a movie. Let's keep Storm Reed out here. So, yeah, that was the case. Now, people could change their minds and have their different ideals about everything that happened, but that's what I saw on a everyday basis. Now, the visuals were much more in this film, more engaging, more including background stories of character, story that made more sense, more concise, keeping everything in pocket. It kept you engaged with the film. You were able to follow it to a point where it made sense of what was going on. It's just that when it got near the end, it just didn't know how to land that plane. That plane just could not land. They knew how they were going to end it. It's just the process of going through the end. It seems like a James Wan trait. He always would have like maybe two to three things happening at once. Like the demon is multitasking. Half of his energy is spent into terrorizing people for no reason, just to scare you. And then the other half is spent in another part trying to do something else. So he's able to split himself and do multiple tasks at once. And it's like, for what? Like, what's the purpose of that? So, that's when it becomes, like comic bookish, but hey, it is what it is at this point. You can't get mad at something you don't really understand yourself what's happening. But I definitely give it 3 stars out of 4. It is effective. You take a date, she's gonna be terrified. You might jump at a couple of scenes. The one that they show in the trailer, they should have saved that for the actual movie because that was a very effective special effect. And all I can say is better than the first. Better than the first. Um, they executed it better with you caring about characters. And I think that they kind of banked on everybody just being so hooked on the nun from the Conjuring series. They didn't have to really work as hard on the first film. And they didn't put together pretty much a good enough story. Where this one is to the point. Where they flushed out the characters better. So definitely you'll enjoy it. You'll have a good time. And you will watch it again. Anyway, I'm out. God bless. Good night. And don't forget to subscribe and join the memberships so that we can start giving away these prizes. All right, I want these prizes collecting dust. So let's go.